Hey everybody, welcome to Scatter's Homestead. It is a nice morning. I am heading into the garden. Wasn't planning on coming to the garden right now, but I'm happy that I did. I have been waiting for items to ripen, and especially my tomatoes, and hadn't really seen a lot on them. Well, tomatoes, yes, but ripe ones, no. I haven't really seen a lot on them, and it just so happened that Birdie was calling, and I thought something was wrong, and then so I came out here and I checked on them, which drew me to the garden, which has me here now. And I saw there were some tomatoes ripe. Unfortunately, just grab my coffee. Unfortunately, they're not looking too awesome, and that's because I have crickets in the garden, crickets and grasshoppers, more than normal. So it's a little frustrating because this is what I'm dealing with. Chewed up. They are in bad shape. Basically, I picked two that were just starting to turn, which sucks because I'd really like to have everything ripen on the vine, but I can't because the bugs are getting in. Like, you can literally see it's all chomped up. So that's unfortunate. So I have a few tomatoes there, and I think only 2 or 3 are like salvageable. So that's too bad, but what are you gonna do? A little update on the garden. We are standing right in the middle of the two gardens. Behind me, you'll see a lot of huge Swiss chard. That is doing well. My sunflowers have yet to give me any flowers whatsoever. We haven't seen any. They're coming. They're definitely coming, which you can see in the tops of them. They are coming, but they're just not here yet. My peas are down here. They're giving like nothing, but I'm thankful because the community garden they're getting lots of peas, and we're getting a lot of beans. I have a ton of beans. My sweet potatoes are doing great. My potatoes are doing great. Here you can see this mess right here. That's potatoes. This over here, this is my popcorn. So I was told that popcorn, let's get a view of this. I'm too close. I was told that popcorn would be shorter than just the normal sweet corn. And if I look, we're just gonna pan over. That's a sweet corn. This is the popcorn. It's the same height. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I do see there are some cobs forming on the popcorn. It does take longer for the popcorn to grow. So yeah, we're gonna see what happens with that. So I was really, really concerned when the hailstorm came through. I was concerned that I was gonna lose a lot of the vegetables. And I didn't. It must have happened exactly at the time that everything could handle a little bit of a pruning. And so everything just exploded. So if we're looking at the garden, here are my zucchini plants right along here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this one right here, so that one was the one that got beaten up the most. It ended up giving me a lot right at the beginning, and now it's not dead. It's just not flowering anymore. But all of these are flowering and they're giving me lots of zucchini. I've been making zucchini chips, and I've actually been dehydrating just a ton of shredded zucchini. I'm going to try and make the zucchini flour that I've been hearing about. So that's good. Then I have the spaghetti squash. I've tried that with the trellis. This gives you a good idea of where it's at. So I tried with the trellis. It definitely has to be trained, but this is exactly what I was imagining, that I would just have spaghetti squash just hanging in the archway. So if you're standing looking at me, you can see kind of how high it's come. It's probably about, I would say about 4, almost 5 feet tall already. It's grown out that much. And that's how much space I have saved in the garden. It's not climbing into the garden. I'm training it to climb up, which takes a lot. And sometimes I'm breaking stems and it's just like, I don't like it. Anyways, so that's looking really, really good. Then we are kind of on our last round here of the lettuce. It's browning, getting bitter, that kind of stuff. And then we have some kale that's been chewed up, but that's fine because I have other kale. And then we've got a baby broccoli. This I'll be able to harvest. And then we go on to seeing more kale and broccoli, and we'll see where that goes. This row of beans that we have here, I have done one picking on, and as you can see, we're gonna do another picking right now. The beets are right here, and then I have a row of beets out there. You can just see some of the dark leaves. Those beets are all doing well. The carrots are bushing up like crazy, so that's good. I don't know if you remember, a while back I gave you a tour and I told you about my celery, that I only had 3 plants coming up, and I'm gonna say that's okay. I didn't end up planting more. I was gonna get more from my brother Chris, and I didn't. I just let it be, and so we are not getting more carrots. But my onions, so this is one of my onion patches, and you can see they're bulbing up really, really well. So really happy with that. And then a Swiss chard in there. I don't know how it got in there. Peppers. What do we have growing here? Plants got really tall, very tall. But we do have some jalapenos growing now. They're finally coming along. Do you see all this extra grass in my garden? You can tell this is a garden that I have just opened up 2 years ago, so the grass really wants to grow. And then in amongst the peppers, I have more onions growing. They've kind of all flopped down, but they're still doing well. They're bulbing up. And then we just go along and we see there's blooms. There's a few little buds from our peppers. And then those are peppers as well. So different varieties. This right here is the candy cane variety. It is a variegated plant that also has variegated peppers on it. So they are just starting just now, and we will just have to wait for those to come. I only had 2 plants survive from the storm. I had a few more planted, but that's all I've got there. Then we go on to here, and we've got some hot chili peppers. Unfortunately, I have missed 2 of those. I'm actually going to be picking these now, and I'm going to be putting them on my windowsill, because as soon as they go red, they drop to the ground, and I missed 2 of them. I found them on the ground, and I don't want to do that again. The other thing that I'm going to show you with the peppers, because I'm not going to show you everything, is these right here. These were the Pride and Joy last year. I was excited to show them to you because they are the Violet Sparkle. And I'll just do some weeding while I'm here with you. So the Violet Sparkle, these are the crazy sweet peppers that that I got from my friend Hannah. Oh, hi Meats. Okay, beep beep. So I've got a couple of those plants. I'm really excited. They're full of peppers. So excited about that. And then other than that, I just have more peppers. I have tomatoes. And I have some butternut squash. And what else do I have? Yeah, a ton of different types of tomatoes. But we're gonna go and we're gonna pick these beans, get that out of the way. And then I'm gonna grab the broccoli later on and those peppers, those chilies. Okay, let's get this done. That is a full sack of beans. Okay. Let's go grab my coffee. This is my second picking of beans, and I got just as much in my second as I did in my first. So that's good. We are gonna waddle this thing back to the patio. And then I have another job. This job is for the community garden. We are having a few issues with moths in the cabbage. And so I had a couple of people donate shear, like tulle. I don't know. Some people will call it all different kinds of things. And I took it off. I had it covering my plants as well, but it's not really too big of a concern for me right now in my garden because the broccoli has, so we'll leave that there. So the broccoli doesn't need it anymore. This is the stuff that is mine. Then this was donated. So we're gonna head over to the community garden and we're going to cover what we can with this. So we have some cabbage heads forming, and we want to make sure that the moths don't get into those. The largest one that we have, that one's not yet, but we have one right here. So it's not big, but it's actually getting there. So we have a couple of them. They are forming heads, which is great. So we're just gonna cover this with tulle as much as we can, and then we'll see if that's gonna help. Okay, she ain't pretty, but we have just about half covered. So that means I need to go find myself more tulle. Okay, so that makes me happy. Happy that we got some of the garden covered. The community garden isn't doing as great as last year. I think I've said that a million times. But it really is starting to branch out right now. It's kind of absurd. We have these big plants that are growing, as you can see here. But we don't have a lot of tomatoes on the plant. So here we have one. I'm gonna pick that one. And then I see there's one just starting to turn down the row out there. But otherwise, like, this is an amazing plant. It has tons of tomatoes on it. But like, you look at this one, it has one little tomato on it. That one there, you can count 2. This one here, there's 2. So it's not like last year. It is middle of August. Is a little concerning. But it's a new garden, it's a new plot. Very often that can cause issues, and it is it was hit with hail. So what are you gonna do, right? You can only try your best. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Peppers, there are a few peppers growing, but I'm gonna give you another example of what's kind of happened. So you can see there's like, it's been pruned. They haven't been. That was from the hail. So here, you know, we've had one, finally it bushed out a little bit, and we have a little pepper on there. We have a pepper on that one, but again, it's looking so lanky. And you go down the row, you can see there's a few peppers, but it looks like I've pruned all of these pepper plants, which I haven't. That's the episode of the peppers. Okay. So this is all the work that I wanted to do now, and this is all I can do right now in the garden, because I have other things I need to get done. But an early morning walkthrough in the garden, I'm throwing tomatoes into my pockets. It's better than eggs, right? Yeah, it's better than eggs.